Shit.
Great.
How are we looking price-wise? 3 to 5 on him. 5 to 1 Major General. I don't know. What would you play here?
We play the 3 or the 8 to win if I was going to bet the race.
I was looking at the 3. This feels like a race that a maiden could just pop up and win. Or a maiden special weight winner, I mean.
Maybe play a heavy 4-8 exacta or 4-3 exacta. I went back and watched the replay of Happy Boy Rocket. His maiden win was actually pretty good.
Mm-hmm. It wasn't bad.
I watched the 10 too, and his two replays Belgrade because everyone was so high on him. I still don't see it.
I don't either. This is an uninspiring race, right? Like, you want to try to beat a favorite, but it's stupid. I mean, it's not stupid to play against him, but it's like I don't like anybody else really, and he's too short. So
you're not jumping to go run and bet any of these horses, really.
No. I mean, I'm mildly interested in Major General, but I don't know.
But like an 8 to 1. Like if he's what Happy Boy Rocket's price is, that's perfect. I'm like, give me 8 to 1 in Major General, then you're chomping at the bit.
Yes. Yeah. If this was a normal Tampa Bay Derby that didn't have like a standout, I would take Happy Boy Rocket at 8 to 1 and just give it a roll the dice. That's the type that usually can win this, but you got a good horse here finally. Like this Classic Causeway horse should dominate. So we'll see.
You'd hope so, right?
You would, yeah.
Are we allowed to listen with sound or no?
Don't do it. It sounds bad in the video later.
All right.
That's what we were talking about.
Let's get her going here. Come on, Classic Causeway. Don't stop.
Oh, you made it.
Gotta see it. I gotta see this other donkey run a race here. So the other Pletcher donkey.
Where are you right
General
now?
Too?
I'm at Mom and Dad's.
I could tell.
Yeah, we came over to. I don't know what this thing is.
Your internet is a bit sketchy.
You got that Kelby out in the corn stalks internet going.
Yep.
Jump in your car, start driving.
It's not great. All right, they're in the game.
I think we lost Jared too. He froze. Well,
I knew he would. His mom's internet is bad.
All right, let's see if it's all Classic Causeway here. I'm interested to see how fast his pace is again.
Okay, here we
go. I put a little on Happy Boy Rocket at 8 to 1. Let's hope he holds at that for the breaking here.
Let's see how fast they go this time. Remember, Sam F. Davis, they flew.
Yeah. If only someone had mentioned that recently.
Did you say that?
Yeah. You and Jared, man. Just repeat me.
I don't think he said that.
What did they go? 22 and 4, 47 and change, 46. 22 and 4 is 46 and change, right?
Who knows?
Sam F. Davis.
I don't even know what race you're talking about.
46 and 3, 22 and 3 is what they went.
There we go.
What Classic Causeway did.
That's
Let's see how fast they go today. They went fast last time.
I'm interested to see if Classic Causeway's on the lead or sitting like third here. So I think that you're going to sit just off it.
Who sets the pace then? Two?
One of the two. So it's one of the two. I don't know. The PP's in front of me.
What's going on with the game? Now they got the 5. The 5, Giant Game was causing some trouble, but they got him in.
It's not even the race hasn't even started yet. It usually does that after it starts.
All right.
By the way, if Giant Game wins this, none of these horses should ever run again. Oh,
wow.
Who was that?
Flyer.
Yeah, I was going to say, your theory of him sitting second or third, yeah, it's over.
Caught an absolute flyer out of that gate.
He jumped out of there, and he is gone on the front end.
He said, come and get it.
Yep.
Man, the 3 who was like 4 wide and in the maiden breaking score, saying second to last here, like 8 off the lead instead of being right off of it. They're going quite a bit quicker, I'm assuming, though. Giant Game up there early today, too.
Yep.
Well, 23.
His best races were on the front end.
Yeah. That's a lot slower. Yeah.
Ooh.
Shipsational, who everyone was talking about, had that 4 wide trip is going to go 4 wide again here.
Yep. Sure is.
Well, at least he's going to do it only 2 lengths off of Classic Causeway.
That's true.
Yeah, he's not as far back today.
48.
Where's
a lot slower.
Happy Boy Rocket's starting to make a move outside the 10 there.
He's going to go 6 wide here.
Yeah, he's going to have to go crazy wide. And
it's going to have to be the Smile Happy move in the Jockey Club. when he just went
Guys,
that
look
far
at this
wide.
Pletcher horse. He's dead last.
Well, it's the 8 Pletcher curse today. It looks like
I-
Command Performance got in the saddlecloth again.
This is unbelievable. His horses are running so bad right now. All right, turn it for home. They're
Field,
looking around.
Somebody get up there and challenge this horse.
No one's going to.
Oh,
Ooh.
bolted.
He
a bit.
did that
Now
last
he's
time
fine.
too. Come on,
Is there
Classic
anyone
or
coming?
Happy Boy Rocket's definitely not firing back there.
No, there's no one coming, right?
Yeah, Classic.
No, he's got
No.
it.
It's just like, all right.
I'm not overly impressed with this performance like I was with Sam F. Davis, though, but it's still a good win.
I mean, he never really got asked. He went slow the whole time. I mean, the track is slower than it was for Sam F. Davis. I mean, at least he came home in 6th in that final quarter of a mile or 16th of a mile. But yeah, not as impressive as a Sam F. Davis. But again, like, what more do you want from him right now, right?
Oh, absolutely. That's why I'm not going to sit there and say, oh, that sucked. No, it was really good. It was really good. You know, he did exactly what, like you just said, what more do you want him to do? He dominated the field.
Well, that's the 4th time that he's in 5 starts that he set the pace like that, and that is by far the slowest he's ever gone. And it was nice in this case to show that he can really settle, and he doesn't have to be a straight 22-3, 46-3, 46-4 kind of a horse. We had those issues or concerns with Forbidden Kingdom last time, right in the San Felipe, and could he that horse just keeps going fast. This one at least has shown, okay, I can settle, I can slow down, let the horses come to me and still pull away from them.
And of the 4 horses that were stacked up there, 1, 2, 3, 4 wide, 3 of them finish 2nd, 3rd, and 5th. Giant Game is the only one that checks out.
Oh, really? You don't say, Michael. Giant Game laid a giant turd.
Who, by the way, it just unexplainably gets bet again. I know 12-1 isn't that short of a price, but why? Why does he take any money? I just don't get it, guys.
What is the obsession with the El Romans? I'm asking. Someone tell me.
Grand runs a nice second here. I mean, they essentially went around the merry-go-round. It was 4-1 around the first turn. Ends up 4-1 here. The 2 and the 9 were both involved in the early pace as well. They hang on for 3rd and 5th respectively here. Golden Glider really the only horse that made up any ground here. The 6 coming down the stretch at a big number, but this is really all about Classic Causeway just taking the next step forward. Do we see him in another prep, or is it straight to the Derby here for Classic Causeway?
I sure would like to see him in one more, but I don't know that we're going to get to. You know, a lot of times horses will come out of this and they'll either go to the wood or they'll go to the bluegrass. I've heard the bluegrass mentioned for him a couple of times. I'd love to see him again, just for selfish purposes of, I would love to see another race away from Tampa, maybe a field that's a little bit better. But they certainly don't have to do that, right? They can do whatever they want now. They've got that luxury. So we'll see. I think it's just going to be a 50-50 call on their part.
Does Pletcher have a horse in the Derby? Yes or no? Because we're at that point now, right?
Guys, I mean, Major General never picked up his feet once in this race.
He ran about as good as Command Performance did, except he was in the Tampa Bay Derby instead of a maiden special weight.
I'm not so sure he ran as good as Command Performance. I was just dumb. Like I kept looking like, okay, where's the Pletcher moving? Like, no, he's still in last. It's like, is he moving? No, like they're the second to last place horse is putting distance on him. I don't know. Yeah. I have no explanation. This is a guy whose horses were running off the charts, off the screen, however you want to describe it. He won 0 races on Fountain of Youth Day, and it looked like he had at least 5 or 6 horses that were going to win. And he has won 0 races today at Tampa Bay at a track where he usually brings over, at least 2 or 3 winners on these big days. Not only 0 winners, they're nowhere to be found. They're not even on the screen. So it's wild what's happening with his horses.
Yeah, Rapoli made a joke. He's like, for his last 25 with Pletcher when he was talking about Command Performance after that race. And it's been a rough couple weekends here for the Pletcher barn. And now we're scratching off Major General. He's not going to the Derby. Command Performance is going to be awfully strapped. They're talking about still going to a stakes with him next out, but I don't think I'm really that concerned about him going to the Derby. So now it's Mo Donegal and we're back to Emmanuel. we're rolling it back now.
I mean, and guys, out of nowhere, this slump has come, right? Like, he was on fire. He was fired. It wasn't a gradual decline, and then all of a sudden, bam, he can't win a race. I mean, you're right. Yeah, you got Mo Donegal, you got Charger, you got Emmanuel. I mean, how confident are you in these horses? I think a couple of them could run well, come back and maybe do well, but my goodness, just goose eggs the last 2 weekends.
Bluegrass Stakes is 4 weeks from today. So if any of these horses want to come back, that is the last major prep race, and then the Lexington after that. But if you're aiming at the Lexington, you're kind of grasping for straws and maybe aiming at the Preakness. This is, I don't know what you do with Classic Causeway. I'm trying to figure that out, because if it turns, remember, he lost the Breeders' Futurity and he was drawn way outside in the 13 post and was sent to the lead hard and just couldn't hold off Rattle and Roll and Double Thunder. Do you send him back to Keeneland and try that? What if he hates Keeneland? And then if he loses, do you lose faith in him? Does he lose faith, a little bit of courage? So I don't know. It's a little interesting. Do you guys send him to Keeneland, or do you just move on? Let's go straight to the Derby.
It's tough, man. I wouldn't want to run in the Derby off of, like, what would that be? 8 weeks, I guess, layoff. I would probably send him to the Bluegrass if it was mine. But again, I don't know how he is. I don't know if he likes longer breaks, prefers that. I don't know, how fit is he? You don't really know. I mean, he's just beating inferior horses here at Tampa. It's a question that I can't give you an intelligent answer on. It's just got to depend on the horse.
It's a little bit long of a break. I mean, so I would probably try and get another one in, but you also don't want to force it. He also doesn't need to be cranked for that race. That's the other part that you could look at here, is you could go to like an 85% to the Bluegrass and then 100% in the Derby. Although I agree with you, Magic, you don't necessarily want to knock the horse's confidence down. He definitely is a believer. I flipped over and looked at the Derby. We were currently in Derby pool number 4 right now, which is running. And your current favorite is Smile Happy, sitting there at 5-1. Classic Causeway before the race went off was 13-1, is now 11-1. So it took some money after this win. But awfully interesting there that you're still looking at Smile Happy as your future wager pool favorite at a 5-1 number.
Wow.
I think you got to be on acid to bet Smile Happy at 5-1 right now.
I mean, you're going to get him 5-1 on the Derby day, right?
At least. You probably meth is what you have to be on to bet him at 5-1. I mean, that's insanity. And he may, listen, like you said, he may win the Derby. I don't think he's going to, but he might be 10-1 when he does, or 8-1. Like, I mean, what's he going to do to turn the tables on? Well, actually, I shouldn't even say that, because who knows where the hell he's going to run.
Yeah.
He's nominated and targeting supposedly every race left. So who knows where he shows up even. So you can't do that. And honestly, like, Classic Causeway is a very nice horse, but I don't think he's a Derby winner. I really don't.
Yeah, I think taking, his current odds are 11-1. I think taking that right now is a little bit short. You're probably getting 7-8-1 on Derby day if he doesn't run again. And you're eliminating any type of risk of him getting any type of injury or setback, catching a fever, anything like that, and missing the gate. So you're really only getting an additional 50% on your wager for zero, with 100% of the risk on it. So to me, it's one of those where I would agree with Aaron here that I don't want heavy interest in Classic Causeway at 12-1 now, or 11-1. Like, I have him at 50-1, so I'm already in the Classic Causeway camp. But 50-1 and 11-1 are very different.
That's very, very different. Exactly, 50-1. I wouldn't blame anybody for that. I have a question for both you guys, actually. Mike, you can go first on this. So we've seen, probably the best horses in at Gulfstream are White Barrio, Simplification. Now we've seen this horse win 2 at Tampa. Let's pretend this horse was going up against Simplification and White Barrio. Do you think he could beat them?
It depends who else is in the race. I mean, this, like, Classic Causeway is another speed horse. It seems like every time we watch one of these preps, it's being won by one of these speed horses. And so if you have pace pressure, I would take White Barrio over him. If he's loose out front in these Florida tracks, it's tough to catch anybody, right?
Yeah.
So I think a lot of it would be pace dependent. If you put him in a vacuum and just said, who is the most talented horse of the 3, I'd probably take White Barrio.
Magic?
Yeah, same exact answer. I wish I could be entertaining and go get different, but I agree with Mike. He laid it out well. If you get to a spot like, say, the Kentucky Derby with the way that everything is projecting, and he is clearly in the race, you're looking at possibly Epicenter, Forbidden Kingdom being in there pace-wise, whether or not Messier shows up in there. There's a lot of speed. And in that case, you definitely want a horse like White Barrio. But here, Classic Causeway has now shown that if you just let him go out there and set 24-48, doesn't matter who's behind him, which in this case wasn't that good, but he still gets the job done.
I think it's interesting today, though. If simplification's in this race, and we've seen him close really well twice in a row, I think he may have caught him today, and that's kind of what made me think of it. So I think they're in the same ballpark, and usually the Tampa horse is not in the same ballpark as the Gulfstream horses, but I think they are. But I'm kind of leaning with you guys on that one. I don't know. I just was thinking about that. I was curious what you guys thought.
One thing I've noticed with him back-to-back races now at Tampa, and I got to go back and see the replays from his other spots to see if he does it. He kind of blows the turn a little bit. He did it in the Sam F. Davis, got a little wonky. It almost, feel like it was a little bit once he straightened out, then he got wonky. Here, I think, Aaron, you actually reacted in the moment, whoa, because he just kind of scooted his ass out a little bit. So you put him with other speed horses, and you get a little funky, a little war of will in the Derby.
I'd be interested to know what the instructions were, though, because he's in the 3-path the entire way here as you're watching the replay. And they were saying that this has been a very tiring track all day. So I'd be interested to know if maybe the rail is a little slow. And that's one of the reasons why he was told to specifically stay off it. Now, you're right. He didn't look wonderful on the turn. He took a weird step there, turning in for home, and kind of floated out a couple passes. And luckily, he was clear, so it doesn't cause anything. But I think that him being off the rail was intentional here. Because, even now, there's 2 passes that are still open the entire way around the backstretch and in the turn.
Is it just me, or does he get, for lack of a better word, low when he makes his move? You know what I'm saying? Watch this. He puts his head down, it seems like, and gets low.
His shoulders hunch. It's like he's slouching almost or something. Yeah, I see what you mean. I wonder if maybe he just doesn't have very high shoulders, but it looked like he's hunching down.
Yeah, he's not the prettiest of movers, and that's not. Listen, Essential
He's a
Quality
pretty-looking
wasn't
horse.
a pretty
He doesn't
mover
move very
either,
well.
and he was. It doesn't mean anything, but it's not.
Yeah.
He
looks a little goofy. That's what you're looking for. He looks
yeah.
like it's the effective wide receiver who doesn't quite run right, though.
Yeah,
but for some reason, he's always open.
Yeah, again, I'm not shitting on the horse. I'm just saying he doesn't look, just as smooth as silk.
Careful, Aaron. There are people who, who love and adore the horse, and they have feelings, and the horse has feelings, and you need to be respectful.
I know
of the horse's feelings.
I apologize to all the feelings that are involved that I just heard.
We'll wrap this up. We do this every time, but Kentucky Derby, where are you going? Top pick right now, Aaron.
I will go Messier on top right now.
For horses that are eligible, where are you going on top, Aaron?
I'll go. Let's see, horses that are eligible. I'll stick with Epicenter. I'll stick with Epicenter for now.
I was hoping you're going to nut up and say Secret Oath. Give me White Abarrio for about the 8th straight time. I'm going to answer the same thing.
About the 8th straight time, I'm going to say Epicenter. But yeah, Secret Oath now confirmed going to the Arkansas Derby and Ethereal Road. The other D-Wayne Lucas trainee is going to the Bluegrass Stakes to face a few horses out of this Tampa Bay Derby. So let us know what you thought about this race in the comments below. Hit like if you like the video. Hit subscribe if you like it. We'll see you at the track.
This has been a presentation of RacingDudes.com, your destination for all things horse racing and sports betting. Whether you want free winners, expert insider picks, up-to-the-minute trackside weather reports, or podcasts and videos for bettors of all skill levels, never make another wager without visiting the Racing Dudes. First,